Hello, Wings of Wisdom listening audience and Virginia's virtual viewers. We have with us today LeRon Barnes. We met and was mentored by the legendary Les Brown at the Speakers Academy, and I am so grateful to be featuring him today on Wings of Wisdom. He is a life coach, a motivational speaker, a development coach as well. But most of all, he's a man of faith. He's a husband and a father. So I am grateful to have you here today, LeRon. Can you just give Virginia's virtual viewers and Wings of Wisdom listening audience a backdrop of your bio? And then we'll dive deep on our subject, how we move from self-doubt to self-worth.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on this amazing show. I've watched your show, and I'm telling you, it's powerful. Definitely wisdom on this show, wings of wisdom that get you flying higher than you've ever flown before. So I'm excited to have the opportunity to be on your show, and definitely I'll add value to these amazing, wonderful people. Just a little bit about myself, though. I'm an entrepreneur, a business professional, and I work with entrepreneurs and business professionals, just like some of you watching and listening, who struggle with doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs to keep people stuck and from taking action to achieve their goals. And I remember being in the second grade when I was told by my teacher, Miss Smith, about that I was ADHD and ADD, and I had a learning disability. And as a result of that, it made me have a deep desire and hunger for people to know that they were greater than any limitations that someone else had put on them. And so that inspired me to really want to be more in life, wanted to be more, do more, have more, because even though I had a lot of limitations and people telling me more about what I couldn't do versus what I could do, I had a vision. And the vision, I see myself as living the good life. I see myself traveling the world, going to Africa, going to Asia, going to the Maldives, sitting on the beach with my feet in the sand, watching the sunset. But when you have someone that tells you what you can't do more than they are inspiring you, what you could do, it brought me down. And it kept me low for a long point of time. So now that I finally found my calling in 2016, this was all in high school and elementary school, 2016 when I found my calling, and that I was passionate to become a world-renowned Hall of Fame motivational speaker. That's when I heard Les Brown, and I realized, holy crap, he's who I am in a different lifetime. And so in 2000, about 4 years later, is when I actually invested in the Les Brown Hunger for Greatness Speaking Academy. And that's when I met your wonderful doggone face. But that's where it started for me at, and led me until this point to be able to really look to impact lives.
Wow, that is powerful. I know Les Brown is so powerful. What advice would you give someone who feels like stuck in that self-doubt? And what initial steps should they take to move beyond the obstacle?
Absolutely. Well, this is very powerful. And I've been explaining to people how powerful it is to journal. See, what I learned was that the reason why many of us are in self-doubt and are stuck in procrastination, stagnation, overwhelm, is because we're unaware of what happened that caused us to be this way. See, I don't know It's called inner child work, or what do they call it? They call it. Let me make sure. I'm reading a book right now called Actually, I'm reading a couple of books. One is called Help Elevate and Learn. It's Heal. Help Elevate and Learn. This is what it stands for. And then
Mm.
there's another book by the name of John Bradshaw called Homecoming. And what it talks about is our inner child, wounded inner child. And what journaling does, it allows you to go back to the past and remind yourself of where you were, what they said, what happened, what took place, and allows you to express how you felt in the moment in that time. And then what it allows you to do is to understand what you've been saying to yourself. See, a lot of times we're unaware of our self-talk. Doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs come from our unconscious self-talk. When we write it down, we bring our unconscious self-talk conscious, and now we're able to reframe it. But the reason why we believe what we believe is because of our past trauma. Something happened to us in our life that made us feel that we weren't good enough, that we weren't worthy, that we weren't deserving of love. And so once we discover what that is by writing it down, go into your past. It may hurt. It may feel uncomfortable. It may be scary. But the only way to heal your present and lead you into your future is you are healed from your past.
Wow, that is really powerful. When you say write it down, Wings of Wisdom is built on biblical principles, and it reminds me of Habakkuk. And it tells you there to write the vision, make it plain so that he who readeth can take off running. It's almost like passing that baton. That's why you're reading Heal right now, which is so powerful. So how does your faith tie into your coaching sessions, your personal development, and how does that actually tie into how do you, navigate in everything that you do?
So I'm a visionary. I see everything that I have. I saw it before I got it. I never just went into something without knowing I was going to have it. If we want to be real about it, if we really think about it, even our poverty is a result of our thinking, is a result of not being intentional. And being a visionary, being a person who knows that there's more out there, as Les Brown said one time, he said, there's more in me than I'm now expressing, and I'm going to find it. I was given a vision at the age when I was in the 13 years old. I was in high school, and high school was very interesting for me because high school was actually where I determined I had a calling on my life. And when I had the vision, I seen myself in a way better light than I was viewing myself at that time. And because of that vision, because of God showed me this vision that I was great, even though I seen myself as a grasshopper, God said I was a giant. And so once I was able to overcome those, not even overcome them, just have the vision that I was greater than how I saw myself, and then begin to put in the work and become part of the vision that I had seen then, but yet I had not been experiencing. Now, what that did was to help me to see the vision for other people's lives, recognizing that vision is given from God. Vision is given from God. And so when I go into coaching individuals, the first thing I want to know is, what's your vision? Because your vision shows you where you're going in life. A lot of times, people don't know where they're going. People don't have a vision. They have a wish list. And a wish list doesn't manifest. Because a wish list is really a thought. It's really a hope with no action. It's faith with no action. Wishing is faith with no action. So when I work with my clients, when I talk to them, I want to find out, what do you want? Where are you going? What have you seen in your future? Because your vision is given from God. Now you just need the necessary steps, the direction, the coaches, the mentors the information, the knowledge, so that you can take action and begin to live in your success.
Wow. Wings of Wisdom listening audience and Virginia's virtual viewers, are you picking up the golden nuggets that LeRon Barnes is dropping today? Once again, Wings of Wisdom is built on biblical principles. When you told that story, it reminded me of Joshua and Caleb. This was two individuals in the Bible. They had to go scope out the land in the book of Exodus. And when they were scoping out the land, that's what they told them. They were the only two that seen themselves as giants. Everybody else saw themselves as grasshoppers. So how
And
do
that's
you,
the thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, how do you truly see yourself as key?
Powerful. And you said that how you see yourself is key, because the only way that we only can act from the perspective that we see ourselves. So we can act from a perspective of faith, or we can act from a perspective of fear. And those are two different perspectives. Acting from a perspective of faith allows us to take action. Acting from a perspective of fear allows us to stay stuck. We stay in procrastination. We stay in overthinking. So it's important to see yourself as God sees you. It's important to see yourself as a giant. It's important to see yourself as, I'm good enough. I'm worthy. I'm capable. I'm deserving. Because when we feel that way, when we see ourselves as deserving, as capable, as amazing, then we can take action that actually benefits us and the people around us who would initially miss our gifts, talents, ability, the calling that God has on our life for us to be successful and to help others be successful as well.
Yes, yes. It's amazing you would say that, because my next question to you was, what steps can someone take to break free from their fear and take decisive actions in their life or their business?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The first thing I would give you, first of all, you got to surround yourself with, as Les Brown says, OQP, only quality people. You got to surround yourself with people who are moving in the same direction as you are. Where's the workshops? Where's the seminars? Connect with people who have vision, and their vision connects with yours. Even though they may not be, they're on the same path as you when it comes to success, like me and you. The reason why we connect is because we have the same vision. Now, we have the same vision and we go in different directions from this vision, but we're both speakers. We're both doing some type of speaking. We're both impacting people's lives. So you want to surround yourself with people who are moving forward, people who are positive people, people who are not, like Einstein said, who are negative people, when he says negative people find a problem in every solution. So we got to hang around people who says, I won't quit and I won't let you quit either. Surround ourselves with mentors, surround ourselves with friends that see the best in us, that want us to succeed as much as we want ourselves to succeed. And then again, we got to write it down. See, I'm telling you, I'll go back to that. We got to be around these people. We got to write down what we want. And then after we write it down and we see what we want, we got to take action. And a lot of the most challenging part for people in Virginia in taking action is, one, fear of the unknown. They don't know the end result. But that's irrelevant, because now you're not operating in faith anymore. You don't have to know the end result. That's what faith is. Faith is not knowing the end result, but taking action anyhow, because you believe that God has called you to it, that God has graced you, that you have the gifts, the talents, the ability, the skill without the understanding of the result. That's faith.
Yes, the scripture says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Come on.
So it's powerful. It's powerful. Yeah. So when you look at your personal journey in overcoming these doubts and limiting belief, what was
Mm,
like the main pivotal time in your life when you had that obstacle there,
mm,
and you was journeying along, and it helped you to kind of take a deeper leap, as Les Brown would say,
mm.
grow your wings on the way down.
To be honest with you, Virginia, this is really what happened to me. Confidence, a lack of confidence was the greatest hindrance in my life. I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I deserved to be as great as I was told I was. And so I will always suppress what people would say about me and blow it off. And then one day, someone who completely didn't even know who I was, they saw something in me. And they saw that I was a great person, individual, without me even opening up my mouth. And I was already looking at myself like, I don't deserve to be this great. Who am I, God? Who am I to deserve to have what I have? And when God sent someone to see me without even hearing a word out of my mouth to them, it changed me.
Mm.
And it reminded me of Les Brown said that sometimes we got to believe in someone else's belief in us until our belief kicks in. That's why it's so important to hang around people who can see your greatness. And that's why one of the things that I mentioned in talks, I talk about having an accountability partner, a coach, a person who will see in you what you can't even see in yourself. And that's what happened to me. Someone saw in me what I couldn't see. And once they helped me to see it without even telling me it, it's crazy. I was able to receive it and say, you know what? If somebody else can see it and they don't even know me, they're not trying to flatter me or boost my ego. They don't know me. That right there is what actually, truthfully, did it for me. An accountability partner, a coach, someone who can see in you what sometimes we can't even see in ourselves.
Yes, and I also remember Les Brown saying sometimes you need someone to take you into a place
Mm.
inside yourself that you can't go by yourself.
Come on, girl.
So he is powerful. I had a life coach actually, Miss Jacelyn Blankenship, and she helped me actually to see this, to
Mm.
visualize this, what I'm doing now, because initially there were so many things blinding me. But
Yeah.
correct, once you get that coach, once you get that person who believes in you, and then
Yes.
you put the work in, as they say, the rest is history.
Come on. It
So
is no longer a mystery. The rest is history. I love
no
it.
longer a mystery. The rest is history. So, if you could give Virginia's virtual viewers one last golden nugget before we sign off that they could actually chew on today, they're in self doubt. They haven't moved over to self worth as of yet. What would that golden nugget be for them?
I would tell you, first thing, and I mentioned this and I'll mention it again, is write out how you feel. Whenever you coming up against negative beliefs, find out where it's coming from. You got to find that out. I'm telling you, if you try to skip the step and don't know why you feel the way that you feel, because it's from inner child trauma, something happened and it is a trigger. So you got to recognize what the trigger is so you can change it, because you cannot change what you cannot identify. So write it down. Find out what that trigger is. I'm irritated when this happens. Identify when one way to identify your trigger is when you feel it emotional, when you feel angry and you emotional anger snap, or you feel anxiety. Those are triggers. Whenever you're triggered, slow down, feel what you're feeling in your body, but more importantly, hear what you're hearing in your head. When you hear what you're hearing in your head, that's what you're saying to yourself, which is triggering your emotional response. And your emotional response, how you feel when you feel emotional in your body, your emotions actually will trigger your actions. And your actions will give you your results. Write it down.
Wow. Wings of Wisdom listening audience, we're so glad you were able to lean in today. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, now it's time to share on your electronic toys. Lean in on the next episode of Wings of Wisdom. Have a wonderful day.